Hi, this is Paul at PATools. In our video today we're going to be looking at the Easy Word Merge, which is part of the PATools Excel Toolbox. What we are aiming to do here is to make it really easy to do a mail merge between data that's in Excel, and I've got an example here, and a Word template, and I've got an example here. This is a legal document, or the beginning of one, a deed of novation. It could just as easily be an employee, a contract of employment for a new employee, or any other form that you've got to fill in that's in Microsoft Word. And the way this works basically is you just put in to the Word document something like this, novation agreement date in square brackets, and over here in column A you put in exactly the same thing, novation agreement date in square brackets. That's the link, and then in column B you put in here whatever data you want to replace this in the Word document. So in this case we want the novation agreement date to be the 1st of January 2021. So this at the end after the merge will read, this deed of novation dated 01 January 2021 is between the following parties. Supplier name, which is in these symbols here, less than and greater than, again matches over here, and this is just to demonstrate that you don't have to use square brackets. You can use curly brackets, you can use ordinary brackets, you can use these. However, I would advise against using multiple different types like this, and we'll see why in a moment. And I would also advise that you should have something that is not likely to be changed somewhere else. So you might actually want to have these as double brackets like this or something. But it's fairly easy because you can copy and paste between here and there, or from here to there. So let's keep it as it was, and as I say, we're keeping this one in just to show you. So we've got various things. We've got a supplier name and address, a business name and address, a new party name and address, all defined over here, an original agreement title and original agreement date. So I'm going to shut that down, and we won't save for the moment, and we'll have a look at Easy Word Merge. Now in here you have a choice. Basically you've got to say where the Word document is that you're going to merge into, and you can either have it defined in Excel as Word doc, as we have here in A1, and for all my merges I like to keep it in the first row because then it's just very clear, and so it's defined here as ctest deed of novation.docx. So that's the file we're going to be merging into. Or you can select it here, and you can go and browse, find the file that you want to use, and it will be added to this list, and you'll build up a list of files that you've used recently, and you can clear the list at any time. So let's just run it, and that's all we need to do. These are options. We'll look at all of these in a moment. So let's just run. So we're going to have it defined in Excel as Word doc, and we'll run the Word merge. So it prepares Microsoft Word, and it does the merge, and it's finished. And it says hit OK, and your document will be ready in Word or attached to a draft email if selected. So we'll close that, and we'll go and have a look, and Microsoft Word is open, and there is our deed of novation dated 1st of Jan 2021 between Supplier Corporation of Supplier Corp House, their address and business of business address, and new party of new party address. And the purpose of this addendum is to novate the original existing agreement entered into between the supplier and the business on, now this one has failed, original agreement date. And the reason is, if you look closely, I've deliberately got it wrong. Over here it's original agreement date, and over here we're missing the last E, original agreement dat. So first of all, that's to demonstrate that you've got to be careful, and copying and pasting certainly helps avoid typos. Secondly, if there's something over here in square brackets that's not over here, it'll be left alone. So you can have square brackets around other things and they won't be affected. So if we corrected that to date, we would be fine. I'm going to demonstrate something else first, and that is that down here there's a couple of useful links. This one will verify that all Excel items are in the Word document. So let's do that. Verify see innovation, we'll say yes, and the following were not found in the Word document, original agreement date, and we know why, because the Word document is missing the E. and we can run it backwards, verify that all Word document items are in Excel. So we can say yes. Now the only thing is we've got to tell it how to identify the merge fields. So this is why I don't recommend you have a mix of less than and greater than symbols and square brackets. It's better to keep it consistent and just have the square brackets. So we're going to tell it that they start with a square bracket and they end with a square bracket, and it'll go and check it, and it's come back. The following were not found in your Excel document, original agreement DAT, because of course the E is missing. So there, that's found that error for us. So you can do some useful checks with these. If I check it now and tell it to look for merge fields that begin with that and end with that, do OK. There are no missing items in Excel, because we know in the Word document there's only one supplier name in these symbols, and there's only one here as well. So that's why I recommend that you don't mix like this, but I did this deliberately to show you that you can. So if I put that back in square brackets and run the test, you can see what's going to happen. Verify that all Excel items are in the Word document. Supplier name should come up as one that's missing. There we go, supplier name is missing and original agreement date is missing. And if I run it backwards, and now that they're all square brackets, we go with the options, default options, then original agreement DAT is missing. Of course, it didn't identify supplier name in the Word template because it was told to only look for fields that start and end with square brackets. So let's go back and let's do supplier name, and we'll go and fix this by putting in the E, original agreement date, and we'll save that template and we'll close it down, and we'll come back and we'll rerun. Let's run the checks. It should all pass now because we know it's nice and clean. Yep, all fields were found, and verify all Word documents are in Excel, and we tell it that they begin and end like that. And there are no missing items, so both of them are clean now. So let's this time, as we run it, attach as a PDF file to a new email. So we're going to run the merge, and then the final result will be attached to a draft email as a PDF. So we'll run yes. Merge finished, and if we wait for a moment, should be supplied with a new draft email. There we are, with deed of novation PDF attached to it, so it's ready to be addressed, ready to put in a subject, ready to put in whatever we want there. And deed of novation dated 1st of January is between Supplier Corp of supplier address, Business of Business Corp, new party company of new party address. Purpose is to novate the existing agreement entered on the 15th of December 2001. So there, you can see it's completed OK, and it's all ready to send as a PDF. And we could of course have attached this as a Word document if we preferred, by just opting for that. The final thing to show you is that include headers, footers, text boxes, etc. in Word document. This, so if you've want to merge fields in headers and footers and so on, you can do that, but you need to check this checkbox here, and it will just obviously run more slowly because it's got to go and look in all these other places. But it can do these clever things too. So that's it in a nutshell. We hope you find that useful. It's we use it a great deal for mail merging, basically from one Excel document into one Word document and getting it ready to send out. Thank you for watching.